Let's go, you know. Let's go. You know. Billy Connolly, you know. You know.
Hello and welcome to this Monday night's edition of Movie News here at MBE. We'd just like to thank you once again for joining us here on our YouTube channel and of course our Twitch stream. I'm one of the co-hosts, Stephen John McLaughlin, and to my right, your left, John C. Walsh.
What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
As you can gather from our thumbnail, we're talking Evil Dead here, John. Evil Dead Rise, that is. Evil Dead Rise
of Skywalker.
set photo confirms filming has started in New Zealand. Not the New Zealand, like I said earlier. Evil Dead Rise director Lee Cronin confirms filming has officially begun in New Zealand with an image of the sequel's clapperboard. Right, moving on to the next story, John.
That's the clapperboard there.
That's as in-depth as it gets, but I'm going to just read a little bit of this article coming in from Screen Rant, just to sort of fill your boots, as they say. A new Evil Dead movie was confirmed to be in development back in October 2019. Apparently, we covered this, I can't even remember.
I seem to recall speaking about Evil Dead, yes.
It may have been a solo show, John, because I do not recall doing this.
I don't know if I'd had the balls to go for the Evil Dead on my own, Stephen.
Yeah.
I just watched it today, and it's good.
Yeah, John, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I do have to go back and watch it
Classic
again.
horror.
Just for Bruce Campbell alone. But Bruce Campbell has officially retired as Ash Williams, sadly, but he and Raimi are both returned to produce the new film. Rather than taking place in a cabin in the woods, the next Evil Dead will take place in the city, and Elisa Sutherland and Lily Sullivan will star as the sisters in the film. Campbell expected Evil Dead Rise to start filming last year, but like so many other productions, that date got pushed back due to the pandemic. The actor updated horror fans in March, though, revealing that the sequel would be filming in New Zealand later this year. Now, we've got as much as a clapperboard, John, but
I don't know if I had that on the same image as you.
That's okay. It's fine, it's okay. But it's not much to go on, John, but what it does tell us that it started, and very soon we're going to start getting behind the scenes stuff.
Yes.
Sneaky, unofficial stuff sneaking out as well. We're going to get all this coming out in the next few months now, so this is the start of it, John. You've just watched Evil Dead. Was this the first time you've watched it?
I seem to recall seeing it before.
It's one of those one of those films you can watch time and time again, but I normally leave it maybe 10 years apart, just for the sort of shits and giggles. But I do like it, John. I do love Bruce Campbell, anything he's in. And it's good to see. It's good to see that him and Raimi are involved as well in the producing of this, John, because I do think it needs their touch on this film if it's to succeed.
Stephen, you know, I'm just going off topic just briefly here before I come back. I've just looked at the setup here and I realised that I could, in some warped way, actually split us in the middle and zoom in, and it'll look absolutely fine. We could zoom in a bit, such as the space we have. I've got it just dialed in this corner. Not for long though, thankfully. But Stephen, getting back to the actual headline, it's interesting. I did say to you before though, the show, I read up on this before we obviously came on and spoke about it. No one seems to know that it's a sequel, a reboot, a quasi-sequel. I'm concerned if it's a reboot because you're recasting Ash, you're recasting the entire sort of, the whole shebang, if you like. It
sounds like that to me if Campbell's not involved in it anyway.
Yeah. So you're rebooting it then, and then it's going to be a remake of the original. Can they do the original better then? That's the question. Just like it was for, obviously, Pet Sematary and all of the other mental Stephen King movies that are getting remade just now. You have seen the original Pet Sematary, Stephen. I think you had fond memories of it, and the cat.
Yeah, John.
A lot of people who've seen the original seem to think the remake with Jason Clarke, Smug Chandler, wasn't quite as good. I've never seen the original.
John, I thought it was great. I thought it was a great remake, to be fair.
So well, there you go, Stephen. That's proof that you may perhaps remake a movie from the 80s, from the 70s, and maybe do it a little bit better because of the technology, maybe a higher calibre of acting, not to deride Bruce Campbell. But Stephen, I'm concerned with this one because it's a classic horror, kind of in the vein of Night of the Living Dead, Halloween and stuff like that. Just the camera effects, what they did. You can't really make movies like that now. It's maybe a dead art, not a dying art. And then you factor in the prosthetics and that sort of crazy vibe that they give. You think of the melting sort of acid guy in RoboCop and things like that. Gremlins, Terminator, sort of borderline stop motion stuff going on.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
The corpses of these, what would you call it, possessed men and women, sort of decomposing in front of your very eyes, but it's almost stop motionish.
Yeah, it's almost Sinbad. Yeah,
it's Sinbad.
Yeah,
you can't really do that with modern day films. It's too slick, and it loses something when it's slick. I think the modern day CGI stuff, it's lost its soul. I love the stuff from the late 80s, early 90s. It's just got a vibe. You can go back and watch it. It's eternally watchable.
Probably because part of you knows the time and effort that goes into those effects. It's painstaking for these animators to able to create these things from scratch. But you're absolutely right, John. There's something missing from it. It's terrible to think that you would assume it would be lazy, but it's not. Obviously, a lot of work goes into CGI as well. It's just that for the naked eye, it doesn't appear the same sort of way. It doesn't have the same character. Doesn't appear to have the same effort. I'm almost sure it does, John. I'm almost sure that the work that goes into those effects in modern film is just as painstaking. We just don't see it in that sense because it's all click of a button now. But you're absolutely right, John. There is something missing from not just horror films, but you mentioned like RoboCop, Raiders of the Lost Ark, that had horror elements in it. That animated melting Nazi face thing terrified me at the time.
There's something about it, Steve. There's something about it. Even Sinbad, I grew up watching Sinbad with my grandfather.
The skeletons, the
skeletons are sort of larger than life creatures. The way they moved, it added a level of something onto the movie. Not always good, but it had its quirks, and you could go back and romanticise it in novelty and watch it. And it was fantastic. The slick sort of CGI shite movies these days, you don't want to go back and watch them because there's no novelty factor. It's just shite CGI. You think of the prequel trilogy, you go back and watch that. Some of the Scorpion King, no one will go near those movies. There's some really, really bad movies in the 70s you may go back and watch out of nostalgia and novelty because of the horrendous stop motion, and some of them it's good stop motion. Evil Dead's an example of good stop motion. I think it's stop motion, I'm not sure. I watched it, Stephen. It's a classic horror movie, man. Just the way that it's handheld cams, multi perspectives, the woman under the sort of possessed woman in the trapdoor in the basement, her perspective, it reminded me of Blade from the early 2000s sort of perspectives going on. A real sort of, what would you call it, payback to original. That was when it was out. It was 1980s. It was the vibe then, but it's like a payback to John, that's what they'd have to do in this.
I don't know too much about this director, Cronin as he's called.
I'm really just looking at it just now, Steve, and I was trying to see if Raimi was involved. He's a producer.
John, so that's good. Hammond Campbell. I think they can be excused for not taking part in this production, especially Sam Raimi, because he's going to be really busy with the Multiverse of Madness film. So I'm not too concerned that Sam Raimi's not involved in directing this film. You know that way sometimes when you do get a reboot or a remake, and the original crew are not involved in any way, or they're on as executive producer. That's even worse. I sometimes think it's like just a title they give them to sort of throw them a bone, but they've got not really much input. I don't think that Sam Raimi is going to have massive input, or Bruce Campbell. I think they'll be there as advisors for Cronin, but I think Sam Raimi's that busy at the moment doing the Doctor Strange movie. It doesn't concern me in the slightest, and sometimes maybe a clean break is a good thing if it is a reboot. You don't want the sort of old crew hanging about, try
to some fresh ideas in there. Maybe do something different.
Shadow, exactly,
Stephen, you need to differentiate this movie from the original if it is a reboot and do something a little bit different, because you can't capture the magic of the 1980s. Sadly, it's just not possible. I think it was 81 the original was out.
It was like 40 years ago.
You're not going to capture that style, Stephen. That's done. It's dead as a dodo. So you have to do something within the confines of what you have these days. It'll probably be low budget. I'm looking at Lee Cronin. I think that's the director. He done The Hole in the Ground, Stephen. That's the only movie that I can really see that I remember. You recall that one, The Irish Mother?
Oh yeah.
I think the old woman, and they get out the car, there's like a hole, the little boy's borderline possessed. I can't recall actually what happened in the movie, but I do recall watching it. It was okay. It wasn't great. It was a run-of-the-mill horror movie. He's done another thing. I think he's directed 2 episodes of 50 States of Fright. I'm looking into his other past career. He's only been involved in 8 projects as a director. The vast majority have been episodes in TV shows or shorts.
Not concerning, John. Sam Raimi at the time.
He's worked as mostly horror, Stephen. Mostly horror.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine, John, that Sam Raimi had a lot in his back catalogue in 1981.
No, I can't believe it was Sam Raimi that directed it. I somehow completely forgot that. That must have been really early stages of his career. And what a movie.
That's, John, it's lasted the test of time as well, but I'm looking forward to seeing how this pans out anyway. not a big fan of horror, as most people know that watch this show. I say it probably in every episode, but there's something about that. The George Romero ones as well, John.
Night of the Living Dead, I think.
Yeah, those ones.
Slow moving.
There's something about them. Halloween, John Carpenter, The Thing, that do appeal to me. You know, there's something. It's just that the less you see, the more your imagination runs wild.
What was the one with Goldblum? The Fly.
The Fly. That was disturbing. Sutherland. That was disturbing at the time.
Was it Sutherland?
I don't know. Oh, the one with the trench coat. What was that called again? The Body Snatchers.
The Body Snatchers. That's the one I'm thinking about.
The Body Snatchers. Yeah.
I don't think Goldblum was in that. Was
he?
He
Was. No, I don't think so. I don't think he was.
Mixed up.
Definitely in The Fly though, and that was a disturbing movie at the time, as I recall. Gina Davis was in that as well from Beetlejuice. But
again, it's that era, Steve.
Yeah. It's
you can't really capture that.
No.
For me, that was the greatest era for horror.
I think so.
In the 70s, the 80s.
I think the late 70s and the early 80s was my favourite time anyway. I think it's just because I was at that age where a lot more terrified me at the time.
I have had good horror movies recently, but they're different. There's something about those later.
They've had to sort of mature with society, and I think they have, because the shock element in society has kind of disappeared.
You just see decapitated people on social media, then
it's exposure. You're getting people on TikTok now the same as well. I read all about that.
What's that?
Fucking bonkers.
TikTok?
Yeah.
What are they doing on there, Steve? You need to film in.
There was a video that came up, John, over the weekend or something like that. Was pulled, some decapitation thing.
Oh, for fuck's
fucking
sake.
Get a life.
Jesus Christ, a platform for kids, Anna.
Yeah.
Oh.
John, I can't say the word on this. We do swear sometimes, but the CUN is the word I really want to say, but I'm not going to say it.
You wonder what gets through these people's heads, honestly.
Oh, no. But anyway, John,
enjoy that, then enjoy it, but fucking don't share it with other people.
Kind of went off on a tangent there, but I'm going to bring us back.
You know what I worked with. Come on. You know what I'm like. I'm completely desensitised. Nothing can shock me now.
No, John,
nothing.
There are certain things that I do avoid. I actually changed you the other day for a video that came up on YouTube on our channel. I went, did you watch that? And I says, I couldn't even watch that. It was something to do with on-screen deaths or something. And I was like, no, I'm not going to nail it. Because
the Swedish guy.
John, I actually did watch the Tommy Cooper thing.
For fuck yeah.
We are going off on a fucking
disturbed the hell out of me, that.
And I watched that with my dad the night it happened, and it stayed with me for decades. I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. And I love Tommy Cooper. I absolutely loved the guy. I thought
the Swedish guy shooting his brains out live on TV. That was interesting.
I didn't even go there, John.
Yeah,
I didn't even go
Robert Kennedy.
Yeah,
was it Robert Kennedy?
In the kitchen.
Yeah.
Not my cup of tea. But you are right, John. Society has matured in the sense of the shock value has sort of diluted a bit, and it's very hard for filmmakers to go there and shock people now. You look at the likes of the ones from maybe 15 years ago, the likes of Hostel. They do their best to try and do the shock element of things, and they lose track of the actual good storytelling and filmography as well.
The best example I can think of, the last thing I'll say on it, is this. I think it was a Serbian movie. I think that's the way the movie was called. It was that violent that they had to actually just name it a Serbian movie. I think that's what it was called. Get banned. It was borderline snuff stuff. Yeah. That's what they actually have to go to. That's the lengths they go to get scares and shock factor out of people these days. So we are deranged as a race. Of people, of humans.
There's always
something have to fucking push the envelope.
But there's always something about the human element to a film, a disturbing character who's human.
Yeah.
What was the film the one the car that was chasing the
Jeepers Creepers?
Jeepers Creepers, that was it. And it was quite this is quite creepy, because this guy in the truck behind's homing in on this couple, and it turned into some supernatural thing, and I lost interest after that. Breakdown as well, John. It was disturbing. Absolutely
disturbing. The best horror movies are rooted in reality. Insanity, psychopaths, sociopaths, people you're walking around. It unsettles you when you think there's people out there like that. Jack Torrance, The Shining. Best example. Loses the plot.
Exactly. Before we lose the plot, we're going to move on to our next topic, John, and it's a nice light topic we're talking about. It's Peanuts documentary trailer reveals the origin of Charlie Brown. The first trailer for Who Are You, Charlie Brown, a documentary about Peanuts creator Charles M. Schulz is released by Apple TV. John, we just watched this. I didn't know this was dropping or anything. We're not doing any trailer reactions on this. I don't think you can. It's a great trailer. Don't get me wrong.
Documentary,
but it is. It's just a sort of a walkthrough of what's to come, in the full documentary, John. But both big fans. And I think I've got some of the books as well, which I go back to time and time again. And this is all about Apple TV have released the trailer for Who Are You, Charlie Brown. The trailer revealed that the story is more about the man behind Charlie Brown than Charlie Brown himself. Not only will the actors, comic strip artists and other creative weigh in on their favourite Peanut moments, but they will honour Peanut's creator Schultz while noting his accomplishments. They praise Schultz for creating lovable, relatable characters addressing in real life themes and incorporating diversity into his comics and holiday TV specials in a time when that wasn't done. Additionally, his wife, Jean Schultz, shares part of his creative process. Now, John, I grew up with this, you grew up with this as well. You can read it in the Sunday papers, or you can buy the books, which are available obviously on Amazon and eBay.
You had a great box set, Stephen.
John, they're fantastic. I just love the artwork. I love the stories, the sort of cynic within some of the characters, you know, their humour is just right down my street. You talked about the simplicity of the artwork as well, John.
There's something difficult with that simplicity, Stephen. It's simplistic drawings on one level, but to replicate it scene by scene, different movements, that's an art in itself, Stephen. We both love John Lennon. The guy's famed for having a very unique, what would you call it, doodly sort of art style. But I can't do them, and I rate myself as an artist, Stephen.
I've tried.
I rate myself as an artist. You've seen what I can do. I'm pretty decent when I put my mind to it. I can't do that, so it's an art. It really is. It's artistry.
It's deliberate,
emotion,
deliberate doodles, scribbles, if you like, and it's just effective. It's simple in its own thing, but if you try and replicate
a tangible legacy. You see the A-listers who are involved in this documentary. It's impacted on them. Kevin Smith. We've got a list up here, Stephen. I'll bring it up. Where the hell is the A-listers? I can't recall. I rained them off, didn't I?
Yeah.
There you are. Drew Barrymore, Billie Jean King, Kevin Smith, Rob Armstrong, and Walla Peter and Yongle's narrating it. So, and Ron Howard's in there. And he's also involved, I think, in the
he's
producing
role.
It
with Brian Grazer. So,
Stephen, he's touched. That shows you what the comic strip has touched. It's touched a lot of people, multi-generational. Stephen, look, man, it's like a lot of the great TV shows and Scooby-Doo and stuff like that. Generational, the way it's handed down. Father to son,
John,
mother to son.
I don't think we would have had The Simpsons without Charlie Brown.
Stephen, I mean, this was probably, this would have been probably going out side by side. I don't know the actual timeline when it started, but this would have been side by side with the likes of Marvel, DC. This would have been more for the younger kids, and then the adults as well. Reading.
My books go back as far as the 50s. I don't know if there's anything prior to that, John.
So, Stephen, I mean, that's right at the beginning.
It's a good 60, 70 years legacy there at least.
That's on a par with the Batman. With the Batman comics. So this is a legacy of comic book storytelling that's educated maybe demographic people, kids, maybe teenagers, maybe adults as well. And we've seen a great moment in the trailer where they introduce a little black character. That's a powerful moment. I can't recall who it was that says it, but I've seen someone like me for the first time. You wouldn't even call that in the fucking superhero comics at that point, Stephen. Stan Lee created Spider-Man for all people, but he was white at that point. So it was ballsy, and I think he actually touches on it in the actual documentary. There was some pushback, but he basically told them to get lost. So inspirational on multi levels, introducing people who were different to mainstream, i.e. white.
Strong female characters as well, in the likes of Lucy. You had Peppermint Patty, the iconic teacher voice. Loved that. As you said, John, Snoopy, Woodstock, the little bird. Linus, the sort of friend to Charlie Brown as well. Charlie Brown was the sort of master of ceremonies throughout the sort of animated stuff. He carried the episodes, and he was always portrayed as the loser, and most of the time he lost at the end of the episode. Just that's the way it was. But there's just something about the storytelling, John, that was very grounded. It wasn't Disney, very fairy tale and very fluffy and all that. It was very gritty at the time, ahead of his time, I would say.
Because the reality is, Stephen, there's not talking mouses out there, and there's not talking dogs out there, and there's not fucking cats and birds chasing each other trying to kill. Well, there is.
Snoopy didn't talk, you're right.
So, Stephen, you know what I mean? You need that. You know what I mean? I done the Liam Gallagher there. Do you know what I mean? Every time, I'm going on an Oasis trip just now, so every time I hear, do you know what I mean? I think of it, Liam Gallagher.
The wrong top for
I've
Oasis,
got the wrong
John.
top, yeah, exactly. I can't be wearing a Man City top. An absolute joke of a club, plastic club. Steve, you need it, as you did say, you need that gritty ground. It's like bottom when it comes to TV shows. You can have fantastical TV shows and all of that stuff, but you need that gritty, satirical look at life, and that's what Bottom, the great Rick Mail and Adrian Edmondson did. And it was the same with, obviously, Peanuts, Charlie Brown, with all of those great characters that introduced that to multi-generational. Stephen, look, I have read them, man.
John,
I read them as a kid in the papers. And I read
end
them
of the month this is on Apple TV. I know that we've both got Apple TV, so it's definitely one we're going to have to check out.
Yeah, absolutely, Stephen.
I won't
got
miss
it through my dad.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. But we're going to move on to another
film. Give me a reason to watch Apple TV, Stephen.
Yeah, no, there's not much on it. Yeah.
Just now. Dead.
But, John, here's something else we are looking forward to. It's The Matrix 4. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Now they're adding another cast member, and it is Christina Ricci. Now, Christina Ricci is famous for, obviously, the Addams Family, Casper.
She's famous for another reason in our family.
Yeah.
Great likeness.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
It's the forehead.
Yeah. But anyway, Matrix 4 has cast Christina Ricci in an undisclosed role, with Warner Bros. Quietly adding her name to the film's official cast list. Hitting screens almost 2 decades. I can't believe that. Almost 2 decades after The Matrix Revolutions. The latest installment in the franchise has been a long time coming, with rumours circulating for years. Once The Matrix 4 was officially announced, its production became one of the many to be shut down due to COVID-19 pandemic, delaying the movie further. Its release was also shuffled around before landing on its current date of December 22nd, 2021. And like all of Warner Brothers' 2021 features, The Matrix 4 will debut in theatres as well as on HBO Max. I'm seeing this in the cinema, John. I'm not watching this on any format other than... You don't watch a Matrix film.
You don't watch a fucking Matrix film in your house on a TV or on an iPad.
John, we've already got... is it Yahya Abdul-Mateen?
Yahya Abdul-Mateen,
the second,
yes. Black Manta.
Yeah, we've got Neil Patrick Harris, Jessica Henwick in
Clearly
there.
Playing an agent.
Yeah, Jonathan Groff in there as well. Hugo Weaving and Lawrence Fishburne sadly not returning.
Yes.
There must be reasons for that, John.
I think it's a prequel, Stephen. I think it's a prequel alternate story, a branch into a different reality.
Do you think they'll reference them in any way though?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Stephen, there was lots of talk it could be the Hunt for Morpheus, and that we may see a younger version of the character, maybe recast. And it's because we know that obviously Trinity is going to be the chosen one in this, and it's not going to be Neo.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a completely different story. It needs to be. They have to differentiate. We were speaking about differentiating with Evil Dead. It has to differentiate from the original trilogy, where Neo was the man. It's good for Carrie-Anne Moss. She's getting a chance to star. And look, Keanu, we know what that guy can do in action. We know what he's capable of. With
last thing I saw Carrie-Anne Moss was in was the whole Netflix Marvel stuff.
Yeah,
she played the lawyer. Very hard-hitting character as well. But Christina Ricci, John.
I'm just looking.
It's funny.
Like 5 degrees of separation of Kevin Bacon. 50 States of Fright. She's linking into your man who's doing Evil Dead, Lee.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is. Hornell. Lee Hornell. Fucking better be Lee Hornell.
It's not Hornell, John.
Is it not?
It's Cronin.
Lee Cronin.
but yeah, you're absolutely right, John. Christina Ricci.
I didn't know much about him.
John, Christina Ricci is a strange one to me because everyone knows who she is, but not everyone can probably name a top 5 with Christina Ricci in it. And it's nothing to do with the actress. It's got nothing to do with her. She's a fine actress. I just don't think that she's probably great agents, to be honest with you.
No.
She's been in some films that have appeared on Netflix, very under the radar stuff. A lot of the stuff that perhaps maybe you would see Nicolas Cage doing, the sort of throwaway titles, the sort of just cashing in the phoning his performance in. Not saying that about Christina Ricci. I just think she's had such a checkered career for me. And I do remember her, she started off brightly with the likes of Addams Family.
Playing the voice of Cinder in Spyro.
Yeah.
Big fan of Spyro games when I was a kid.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Although, albeit 2008, I wasn't a fucking kid in 2008. 19.
She was in that film with, what was it called again? It was, I can't remember, John. She was in Mermaids with Cher, obviously, and Winona Ryder in the early 1990s. Appeared in the Shoop Shoop song, if anyone still remembers that. It was the one... John, I have to look this up, actually.
She was in Casper, and I grew up as a little kid.
I loved that. Absolutely loved it. Eric Idle,
Casper. Yes.
Yeah.
So I loved the Casper films. Of course, she was in Sleepy Hollow, Stephen, and I loved Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
That was a great... I hope it was a great Johnny Depp. It was in that.
It was, John.
That was a
Tim Burton.
Very dark, sort of not dystopian, but a dark movie. Loved it. And then, of course, you look back, she was in the Addams Family, and I grew up absolutely obsessed with the Addams Family. I had the Addams Family game on the Amiga 800. I don't know what it was. Amiga.
You had to think of that one.
I'm not sure if it was 800, maybe 1200. I don't know, but I had it on this fucking antiquated little. It wasn't antiquated at the time.
She was in that film with what's her name? Monster. It was called, the one with Charlize Theron.
Oh yes.
She was. Yeah, she played a lover in it. She was fantastic in that, as I recall, John. I think that might have been the last thing I actually saw her in. But I'm trying to remember that film that she was in. It was a sort of a kind of cabaret sort of thing going on, and it was Christina Aguilera was in it as well, but I can't remember. Rouge? I can't. No, it wasn't Moulin Rouge, John. It was. Cher might have been in that as well. I don't know. I just can't remember what it's called.
I'm trying to find it now, Steve. She was in Ally McBeal. Blast from the Past. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. Yeah,
Stephen. I don't know where we're going with this. Needless
John,
to say,
she was in a film called. She was in a film called Pecker. I remember this film because I'm pretty sure, I'm going to click on it, John, I'm pretty sure your man from Terminator 2 was in this.
Patrick?
No. Yeah, Edward Furlong. Eddie
Furlong.
Yeah.
To fill you in, why we're laughing at Pecker, it's an affectionate slang word for the male genitalia, so that's why we're laughing at it. In Scotland, no less. Stephen, I'm excited about this casting. There's something about Christina Ricci. She, as you did say, she's a good actor. You look back at her career as a kid and as a teenager going into adulthood, she has done some wacky different roles. So we know she's going to deliver a decent performance. And there's something about her, she just fits for the Matrix. We were speaking about it over the weekend. You actually told me she'd been cast.
Yeah.
And I says to you, it just fits. There's something about it, it's right. So I'm looking forward to this movie, how she's going to fit into it. I don't know what she's going to play. I don't really care. I'm just looking forward to seeing this movie. They have to, or she has, Lana Wachowski has, if she's involved, I don't know if they've got a casting director, if she's doing it firsthand, but picked a solid cast. Neil Patrick Harris, Yahya Abdul-Mateen, Keanu's back, Carrie-Anne Moss is back, Christina Ricci. It's a fucking good cast, man.
Yeah.
And they are doing something different cinematography wise, because we do know they shut down large parts of San Francisco. They were doing helicopter flybys and stuff like that. It cost a bomb, $460,000 to shut it down. So if you're shutting down a major city like San Francisco to get shots, there must be something. Stephen, I wonder if it's a shot by shot fucking remake of the original, and it's the scene where they go and save Morpheus and they fly out of the helicopter and it's wet. I wonder if it's something like that. I'd love that. I tell you, I know most people wouldn't.
Back to Future 2 type thing.
Get back, different angle, man, and it's
Endgame.
That'd be fucking incredible, wouldn't it? Would that not be amazing?
It would be, John. It would be great if they were keeping Lawrence Fishburne's appearance under wraps.
That would be good.
They've done that. They did it with Sean Connery and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I always remember that, watching it for the first time, and then Sean Connery turning up at the very end and going, "What? You know, what's going on here?"
Who was in that one? Was that
it was Kevin Costner.
Yes, I remember that.
And Alan Rickman.
That not end with
Alan Rickman was in that. Morgan Freeman,
Sheriff of Nottingham, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was
that the one with the locked padlock or some shit? Fucking stupid.
Yeah, the chastity belt. Yeah.
Oh dear.
That was Alan. I think that was my. Well, no, was it? No, I think I've seen Die Hard before.
I tell you what, though, man, not the worst Robin Hood film.
No, it's not.
One of the best, actually.
No, there is a absolute howler from a couple of years ago, John.
Yes.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Ben Mendelsohn playing the Sheriff of Nottingham. It should have worked. It should have all worked. All the moving pieces were there. They fucking dropped the ball.
It was just a film we didn't need, John. But
I remember Jeremy Jans' review, Stephen. He says it was like a modern movie. It was confused. Was it modern? Was it ancient? Bit like me. Am I modern or am I ancient? I've been doing DNA tests.
Yeah.
And I've been fucking diving deep into my ancestry. Believe me, I had to dive deep to get what I wanted.
I think you got what you wanted, John.
I got what I wanted in the end, yes. There's some nice surprises in the modern.
Have we got comments?
We've got a couple of comments from Sandro, not a fan of the Matrix movies. I don't think anyone is, of the movies. The first movie, yes. The other movies, not so much. Keanu Reeves' acting is really awful. He's not the best actor in the world, in fairness, but we love him. I can only speak for myself. I love Keanu. There's something about Keanu. He's just got that vibe to him. Just a dead relaxed, cool guy off the screen. Brilliant dude. Drives about in his motorcycle. Lost his sister, I think. Just a dead humble guy.
Yeah.
And he does zany different roles, and then he does his big hitting blockbuster stuff with John Wick. You don't need to be a good actor to do John Wick. You just need to be dedicated, know how to use a fucking gun, and just run about. And that's what he does, and he's in Dynamite doing it. And it was the same as Neil.
Yeah, he's got enough to pull it off. Yeah, exactly, John. But we're going to move on.
He's not Daniel Day-Lewis.
No, he's definitely not.
No one is.
No one is. That's a terrible comparison.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
That's not very fair. But
Daniel Day-Lewis is a fucking goat.
Yeah,
him and Marlon.
Yeah, but anyway, John, we're going to talk about Loki, because we're going to be reviewing Loki on Wednesday. Not Loki, like I just said there.
Stephen, you ever find it strange when Loki.
I'm thinking of those guys that sell the watches.
Yes, the North African guys.
Loki. But John, this is about Loki.
The Canaries.
Yeah.
Loki. Not Loki.
John, we're going to be reviewing this obviously Wednesday, I think. Are we? Yeah, we are. We're going to watch it and then review
Stephen, it. Stephen, I was about to say before I let you in, and fucking just cut right in front of you there, like a car on the motorway, right in. Mind I did that back in the day. I recall me and a certain member of the family tried to race in minis. I had the better Mini Cooper and I blew the arse off it. Fucking dynamite days. Oh, they were good days. Stephen, lost my train of thought there. Loki. There's always a strange way of pronouncing Loki, isn't it? Is it Loki or is it Loki?
I just say Loki.
Loki.
Yeah.
Loki. Some people say Loki. I say Loki.
Yeah.
It's like Doon and June again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Better actor, Keanu Reeves or Nicolas Cage? Fucking Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage is an Oscar-winning actor.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage.
All
day long, man. All day long.
He's off his head. Yes. Some of his performances are so off the wall. But
Nicolas Cage has gave me more good movies than Keanu Reeves. Stephen.
I think so, John. His range is slightly better as well.
Phoenix Forgotten.
Slightly.
Leaving Arizona. Is it no Phoenix Forgotten? No, not that one. That's Cherry. The one he won the Oscar for.
I think
the alcoholic
even
one.
the ones that what was that one they did, The Knowing? I thought it was great.
The Knowing, it was brilliant. That was a good movie, man. And he's done Mandy recently.
Yeah, and then
Face Off, it's just dynamite. Kick-Ass.
Yeah, he was amazing in Kick-Ass, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, just Big Daddy.
Yeah,
he's just had some brilliant
I always
performances.
remember he portrayed Big Daddy as Adam West. Adam West portrayal of Batman. That sort of clunky dialogue and delivery. He's a big comic book fan as well.
Not a fan of the Wicker Man, Stephen.
Not once.
I did not misfile.
No, I'm not. I'm not a big fan of that. But Keanu's great though. I like Keanu as a person. But anyway, Loki. We're going back to Loki. Loki head writer Michael Wardron says it's quite challenging establishing the MCU's time travel rules in the upcoming Disney Plus series. I never gave this much thought, John, till now. In terms of,
it's quite a conundrum, Stephen.
Yeah,
because you have done time travel to a point in the previous movie, and it's a bone of contention with a lot of people. Time travel, getting it right.
And they've got to stick to the rules.
You can't do this because they did this in Back to the Future. You can't do this because they've done it in the time machine. What is time travel? No one's fucking travelled back in time, so how do you know?
Yeah,
well, but it always winds people up, so you have to handle it very carefully.
It's all theories at the end of the day. But Michael Waldron is the head writer of Loki and recently spoke with Collider about the upcoming series. During the interview, Waldron discussed how his writer's room was filled with whiteboards covered in timelines, a bit like Doc Brown in Back to the Future 2. He said
Terminator.
Their biggest challenge was crafting and establishing the MCU's rules of time travel when plotting out the season's 6 episodes. And this is what you had to say,
clear,
John.
Michael.
Yeah,
go back and watch Endgame.
Yeah, just
there is multiple threads.
Talk to the Russos; they'll sort you out. That was the challenge of our show because the time variance authority in an organisation that literally manages and polices all of time, we had to define what time is to them and what time is in the MCU. How does it move? What is time travel? How does it operate? And so we had to essentially create an institutional knowledge among the writers' room, a foundation of what constitutes a broken time law and what doesn't, which is about Loki breaking a time law. And then you have to move all the stuff as far to the background as humanly possible because you don't want the audience focusing on the rules of time travel during your show. I get that, John.
Stephen, I've got one gripe with that.
Yeah.
Loki breaking a time law.
Yeah.
Loki didn't break a time law.
No.
The Avengers broke a fucking time law going back and giving him the Tesseract, and then he broke the time law. It was their fault. It wasn't Loki's fault.
No, exactly, John. But I think it's good to see that it's not going to be a main focus on the actual story because I don't want that. I don't want to be bogged down with how time travel works and all the rules. We don't need that.
Time travel.
That's good enough for me. And I think as well, I like the fact they have thought this out and they are giving it considerable thought, but they don't have to put it at the front of the series because I've seen so many bad time travel movies.
Yes.
Go on our blog, you'll see the amount of ones I've tore to shreds. Shite. I don't want to name them. Just go on there, just type time travel into our website. You'll find out the ones I've did, and I hate that they don't make any sense. They're appearing at concerts. I don't know how they fucking did that. And I'm not even at the concert area. You know,
Stephen, let's be honest,
traveling countries. You know,
let's be honest here, man. I love Tenet.
Yeah,
it was a fucking brilliant movie by no one, but it made no fucking sense. The time travel. Let's be honest. He tried a lot via exposition from the Neil Robert Pattinson character, but it made no fucking sense. The time travel. They went back weeks upon weeks. Neil lived his whole life in reverse to meet the protagonist. It was fucking, come on, mind blowing. I tried to convince myself that I knew what was going on in that movie last year. I fucking didn't. So that's a perfect example of a time travel
you
movie.
can get lost in it, and it does kind of take you away from the actual story at times if it's not done right. So I'm glad they're putting it at the sort of back burner, and we're going to actually have hopefully a great I'm saying hopefully. I'm so confident this television series is going to be up there with WandaVision.
Stephen, I think so as well. And we've actually got a comment to that effect from Sandro. He says he liked WandaVision more than Falcon and the Winter Soldier and hopes Loki is better than Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think it will be. I enjoyed Falcon and the Winter Soldier to a degree. I hated that stupid fucking flag smasher plotline. I just thought it was terrible. Little freckled. It was just something.
Ginger freckle. It was just something, John, to sort of carry the story across, wasn't it?
What
Bring
makes
these
more
characters together.
Stephen, Sandro's asking who makes more sense, The Matrix or Tenet? The Matrix.
Yeah, Matrix for me makes more sense.
Pretty.
It took me a couple of watches, John, at the time, but I look back now and it's actually quite a simple story.
It is,
but at the time, I think it was just mind blowing because it was. What if I'm in the Matrix? You know, you had those sort of stuff.
Stephen, we are in the Matrix.
John, I did that with the Truman Show, where I thought I came out the cinema. I was young, and I came out the cinema and I thought, is everyone actors? You know, elaborate TV show. It does get you thinking. It really does.
A lot of experts think we are in a Matrix. We are in a simulation, but it's real to us. You don't want to jump off a fucking bridge or something.
No, I like
it's
mistake,
very much
John.
real to.
I like mistake.
Yes, it's real to us. So
I don't want to eat gloop.
No, I don't either.
No.
I love porridge, but not that much. Shireen, I think it will be better than Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I mean, we've got Tom Hiddleston in there.
Yeah.
You're guaranteed to get a performance. He's a very charismatic guy, great actor, and he's just been dynamite as that character for better part of a decade now. So I think it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it, and I like the fact they're paying attention to the time travel, not putting their foot in it. Because you know, Steve, there'll be multiple social media accounts out unravelling it all, get a fucking whiteboard up like Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg for Hot Fuzz in that, locked up in that little cottage somewhere in England. They will have their whiteboards up, writing it all down, try to pick a hole in the time travel.
Yeah.
So they have to get it absolutely right. So I'm glad that your man Michael Waldron is working to that effect to make sure everything is watertight, perfect. And as you did say, it's a TV show in a sense about breaking the laws of time travel, the Time Variance Authority, putting him in check, maybe using and abusing him and then allowing him off if he does something for them. So it has to be bang on.
John?
Stephen, I'm excited for this movie, this TV show. Purely because I think it opens up the doors for more time travel and bringing back the likes of Steve Rogers, Tony Stark, maybe Natasha at some point. No one's truly dead. And Stephen, it always winds me up. If you bring back Gamora via time travel, how the fuck can you not go back and bring back Natasha? i.e. Black Widow. It makes no sense to me because they want to bring in Florence Pugh and they want to discard the old model Scarlett Johansson. She's not that old, 36 or something, fucking young. But I'm excited because of the potential. Bringing Loki back in, speeding him up. It's almost like Dolly the Sheep, famous clone over sheep, here. Sped up the development. Bring him in, plant him into the MCU. Hopefully in Thor Love and Thunder. I'm praying for it. And then it opens up the door for more time travel for your man Jonathan Major, King the Conqueror, to come in, time travel extraordinaire, and weave his magic. It's all going to connect. I'm excited.
That's the thing about these TV shows, they do sort of bring life to things you've not thought about yet, and you know, it carries the movies forward as well in the MCU. Now, I'm looking forward to this, and I'm actually very excited to, you know, when Wednesday comes around and we get to watch this and we can talk about it. A year ago, John, when it was or whenever it was, might have been longer than that, when it was announced they were doing a Loki show, I wasn't that excited about it at the time. I don't know why. Loki for me, I can appreciate now. At the time, especially in the first Avengers movie, I just thought, is this the best villain they can do? Because I don't really buy him as a villain. I think he's cunning, I think he's devious, but he's not what I want. I wanted a Thanos, but the bigger picture, John, after seeing the whole Infinity Saga play out, his position in that whole saga was perfect. At the time, I just didn't appreciate it.
Yeah.
Tom Hiddleston as a actor is fantastic. As a person, he's amazing and he's very interesting. John, you showed me that video of doing his accents. The Edinburgh accent for
he's
me
half Scottish.
Was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
His father is from Scotland.
It wasn't that Scottish. Okay, then now, laddie.
No, it was
that,
Edinburgh.
You know, it was
well,
perfect.
The whole thing that he was doing it's softer.
Yeah. He actually sounded a bit like Ewan McGregor a little bit.
Yeah.
Just that softly spoken way. It was so
we know he can play a Scotsman. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So get it done.
Yeah, I think the guy's great. Absolutely amazing.
Stephen, I was going to ask you though, if we get any confirmed somewhere, has it been confirmed how long the episodes are? Because I'll be really disappointed. As much as I liked WandaVision, fucking pissed me off. It was only 25 minutes long.
Though. I don't think they confirm the length of the episodes because I think they know that it's going to either excite fans or it's going to piss them off.
But we had a general idea before Falcon that it was going to be around about an hour, and it was.
Well, they were consistent.
Hope it's about 40.
WandaVision was all over the place. Some episodes were just over half an hour long, another one was close to an hour long. Yeah. Strange. I've never seen that done before.
Well, it was eccentric, Stephen, all over the
place. But then again,
WandaVision's
never been done before, so it kind of suited that. Expectations, you know.
Steve, I've got a couple of comments from Sandro again. Cruella 2 coming soon. Will Emma Stone get nominated for her role of Cruella? Not seen it yet. No. I heard about it though. She's paid tribute to David Bowie, the late great. Sort of Ziggy Stardust like.
Yeah.
Aladdin.
She looks great in it. Yeah.
So I may watch it. I don't know. Yeah. She's a great actor. She's already won an Oscar. Although I felt that your man Ryan Gosling deserved the Oscar in that movie more than Emma Stone in La La Land, and he gets screwed because Seb is brilliant in that movie.
John, I thought she was great in those 2 Spider-Man films as well.
She was very good.
I was quite upset at what happened to the character, and I hope that kind of gets fixed somehow.
That was an amazing sequence.
She is appearing in Spider-Man 3, isn't she? She is, I'm sure it was confirmed.
It's rumoured.
It's just a rumour. The other one with the MJ, Mary Jane, what was her? I can't remember.
Kirsten Dunst,
yeah.
Dunst.
Yeah.
Kirsten Dunst.
Like, yeah.
Steve, when this pandemic started, masks. I learned how to pronounce masks. Masks. It's like Walsh. Masks.
Yeah.
Like a snake. Sandals asked, do you think that Black Widow will join the Billion Club? Don't think so, no. Not when it's coming out. We're still in the pandemic.
I think if it was released when it was supposed to, when it was scheduled, it would have possibly touching it. But I don't know now.
Not now. I think it'll be a good movie. There's a lot of good components in there. David Harbour is Red Guardian. The villain Taskmaster looks cool as fuck. We're introducing Yelena. Florence Pugh's always good. Just amazing. And then you've got Rachel Weisz in there and a couple of other interesting things, you know. And apparently it's going to reveal things that will actually there will be implications for the future from this movie. Yeah. So much so I don't think they're allowing people to watch it. Actual actors. I don't think Tom Holland is allowed to watch it. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't think it'll hit $1 billion though. No, not in this climate. No chance. None of the Marvel movies, apart from Spider-Man this year, will get anywhere near $1 billion. There you go.
I think we'll be looking back at the pandemic hopefully by that point, John.
We will.
It's great though, isn't it? You know, I just picked up on that date from when we were talking about the Matrix film. We're getting the Matrix 4 and Spider-Man 3 in the same month in December. I can't wait to Christmas already. Bypass the summer, I can't wait to Christmas.
Well, I don't know about that because I have to work hard at Christmas and enjoy my warm weather. But I'm looking forward to my latte, whatever it's called, gingerbread latte.
The gingerbread latte,
fantastic.
Yeah,
Flash Gordon or Highlander, Stephen?
That's a toughie.
I've not seen any.
I've seen both, John. At the time, Flash Gordon was amazing.
I have seen Highlander.
You know, early 80s, 1980 possibly. I can't remember. I remember Queen did the song for it. Probably Flash Gordon for me. I think just because you know, my love of Star Wars and obviously Lucas took inspiration from Flash Gordon's serial. Highlander, Christopher Lambert, or Lambert as I used to call him, great actor as well, John. And I see that Henry Cavill has been rumoured to be.
Yes, he'd be great.
Yeah, I think he would, John. I think he'd be a great fight. Yeah, Lambert. I can't remember his name. He's Lambert.
Steve, it's
fucking
like
Christopher Lambert.
Lamont.
Yeah,
I've got a
Cantona.
Cantona. Yes, Cantona. I've got it on the back. I'm not turning around though. Cantona 7.
Yeah.
Cantona. French don't know what they're doing, Steve, when it comes to pronunciations. Quiet Place 2, first in the box office again. Yes, I'm going to go and see that shortly.
I read that, yeah. That was, it's overtaken
Conjuring.
Conjuring 3.
We're going to see Conjuring as well.
Yeah. There was something else I was reading. It was
I've
cast,
still not seen it.
John, something else just before we go on to our last topic as well. I don't think it, much like the Christina Ricci article that I covered, I should have brought it up then. Donnie Yen for John Wick 4, John. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
It's his style, isn't it?
Stephen, they can go over to maybe a Chinese, whatever the fuck Donnie Yen's from, Hong Kong, I presume, or something like that. They can go over there. I don't want to put my foot in it, but I'm pretty sure he's a Chinese actor. He's not Japanese, I know for that for sure. Go over to China, fucking say Japan, go over to China and maybe do something over there, maybe a continental branch in China, and have him absolutely destroy. He is dynamite, he's a great martial artist actor.
John,
he will be incredible in that.
Ip Man 4, I've reviewed the other 3, I need to watch that one. It's on Netflix, I've got no excuse. It's there, it's waiting, and I need to watch it and then review it, just to complete the set.
Sandro saying, Sean Connery in Highlander from 1986, Highlander 2. Have you seen Connery, Stephen?
He was in it. Yeah,
I don't even recall if I've seen Highlander. There you go.
Yeah,
even now.
Yeah, it's
I vaguely recall it.
Yeah, my dad liked
time
it.
travel thing, wasn't it?
I can't remember, John.
Was it? I fucking wasn't.
It was such a long time. I only seen it once. That's probably the other reason I'm picking Flash Gordon. Flash Gordon to me stands out in my head more than Highlander, just because. But anyway, John, we're going to move on.
Because the world is round, it turns me on.
I'm not harmonising, John. I'm not harmonising. That's a bit you should be harmonising, but I ain't doing it because I can't sing. But anyway, we're going to talk about Thalapathy Vijay to reunite with Yogi Babu in his much anticipated film Thalapathy 65. This is a guy we've been watching in a couple of films, John. Thalapathy Vijay's much anticipated film Thalapathy 65 has been making headlines ever since its inception, and Yogi Babu has been roped in for the film. This is coming in from republicworld.com, John, and I'm just going to read the article because there's not much to it and it will fill us in. We saw him in Merso and Sarkar. Yes. I don't know if he was in Master, I can't remember.
He was in Master.
But Thalapathy Vijay's much anticipated film Thalapathy 65 has been making headlines ever since its inception. Helmed by Nelson Dilip Kumar, the movie is in its filming process. The film is slated for a Pongal release in 2022 and was recently announced that actress Pooja Hedge will be collaborating with Vijay for the first time in the film. Meanwhile, the latest rumour has it that popular comedian Yogi Babu has been cast in a comic role in the film. Surprise, surprise. Talking about the role in the film, Yogi Babu has now confirmed that he will be part of this project. In the upcoming film, Vijay will be teaming up with Yogi Babu. The duo have been a part of several films together. They have starred in films such as Vele Udam, Mersal, Sarkar, Biggle. During a conversation with a user on Twitter, the actor was asked if he's part of Thalapathy 65, and he replied by saying yes. And you can see that tweet there, John. There you go. How good is that? Yes, following the announcement of Pooja's ceremony, the hashtag Thalapathy65 trended on Twitter. Excited fans of the actor shared photos from the ceremony on social media, as well as complimented them on the new look for the film. Pooja Hedge has also shared pics of its Pooja ceremony on her Instagram handle. I can see that. That's great. Oh, some great shots there, John.
Yeah, Steve, that one in particular.
He's looking very.
Just bring it up.
Yeah, why not?
Just bring it up. The guy is just absolutely
look at that. Look at that hair.
The hair.
Yeah.
See, I'm so jealous of the hair. This
John,
guy's in his late 40s.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Yogi Babu, though, John. He's one of those guys that we're still trying to learn, famous Indian actors, and we are getting there. For some reason, this guy stood out to me in Merso and what's it called? Sarkar, yeah.
Sarkar was great.
We've not seen Biggle yet. We are going to review that. Someone has asked us to review that, and we will get there because it's a soccer film, football film, and we both like Thalapathy Vijay as well. But his presence, John, it doesn't come any surprise that it's going to be a comedic role, really, because that was kind of what we got in Merso and Sarkar, wasn't it?
Stephen, it was. He's great. He's a great little side character. I don't think he was in Merso that much. Sarkar obviously played the little drunk guy who actually stole his vote. And he went after him and sort of was hitting him. He's like, no, don't do that. Then they become friends. They start dancing on the beach. Great dance number.
Yeah.
So he's a great little comedic side character. I don't want to belittle him by saying a great little side character, but he's never the main man in these movies. Let's be honest. He's a nice supporting role.
Yeah.
He's memorable. He always stands out. I'm like, yes, he's in it again. Love him. He's almost like the Jesse Plemons of India. There you go. That's harsh. Jesse Plemons is fucking incredible. He does more acting than Yogi, sadly. But Yogi, I enjoy him. He's a great character. In every movie I've watched now with him in it, he's been brilliant. So glad to see. He's almost, it puts me in mind. I'll give you a better analogy. The Adam Sandler movies. Your guy, you can do it.
Yeah.
He always plays a memorable side role.
That's probably a good example, John. I was actually going to say Joe Pesci in the Lethal Weapon films as well. Just he pops up at the right time and he's got that great comedic value in amongst the action, and I think Yogi Babu would serve that same sort of purpose for Thalapathy 65.
Absolutely. Stephen, I'm looking forward to the movie. I says it before, it's globetrotting. He's playing a bit of a con artist. I'm looking forward to seeing how he slides into this, where he's aiding or abetting him. I don't know. Stephen, we got a couple of comments from Sandra again.
Yeah.
Go to The Voice, maybe you win. And he's laughing because he knows that's absolute nonsense he's saying there. A Eurovision contest, sure you do a better job in England. Oh, don't say England now, I'm from Scotland. Although I've just done an ancestry test. We'll get that out of the way, Steve.
Why don't you, John? Yeah.
We'll get that. I'm just fucking desperate to say this. I done an ancestry test, and modern ancestors, I have 2% Indian.
Yeah.
And not only Indian, but South Indian, Sri Lanka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh. So I am 2% Indian. So anything I now say in relation to Indian content, I'm going to. It's gold standard because I am actually part Indian now. I'm taking it. I'm part Indian. 2%. It's enough. I had to dig deeper to get my Viking stuff that I knew was in there, but it is in there. But go back to the Eurovision stuff. I've got a better chance of winning Eurovision than The Voice because Eurovision is fucking shite. Rubbish. You don't need to be able to sing in Eurovision. You can just put eye mascara on or something and snort a line of coke and you'll win it. That's how easy it is. But I'm terrible at singing. He's got a couple more comments. Where did you buy the Back to the Future t-shirt? He's asking, Steve.
It was actually my wife. She bought it. It's probably I don't know, Primark or something like that. It's one of the cheap shops. I don't know what you call it where you're from, Sandro. Probably Target or something like that. One of those places.
I think he's Italian. Are you not, Sandro? Are you Italy? Where are you from?
Yeah.
Love Italy.
Yeah.
I hope you're Italian. I love Italy.
It's one of my favourite t-shirts actually. I love Back to the Future, so it makes sense. In fact, John, I've got a hat for you, a Hull Valley hat for you that my head's too big. It'll fit you.
I've got a huge head, Stephen. Don't bank on it. You can see here, I've got a bigger head than you. But Stephen, that's going to round up the show. I'm absolutely sweating. I don't know why I chose to put this long sleeve t-shirt on. Because I'm not even a Man United fan. I just like the top. I was a Man United fan when this top was the top. When King Eric was strutting his stuff.
Eric the King,
Italy, well done. Love Italy. Amazing country. Love the food. Just love Italy. Fucking incredible.
I'll get my Milan top as well.
I'm more of a Juventus man. Yeah. But that's
used
cheap.
To be. Yeah.
That's cheap.
Till 2001.
I love Milan as well. I do love Milan. I'm fucking getting no doubt. Look, I'll change my mind. I'll tell you who I support in Italy. Sampdoria. Amazing stadium, amazing fucking
Genoa,
strip. Genoa. And Napoli as well. Napoli for your man.
Yeah.
Who died recently, who I'm completely blanking on. Fucking terrible. Maradona.
Yeah.
China beat John Cena. China love John Cena.
Beat him. I only get a bad reputation.
John Cena, he apologised, didn't he, for saying some place was in China. It was Chinese. And it wasn't. I can't recall the place, but he did. He apologised in Chinese. He fucking speaks Chinese. Oh, Mandarin. Incredible. But he's a bootlicker. He apologised. He shouldn't have. You never apologise for anything, man. Because it isn't in fucking China. It's a region outside of China. Like Hong Kong isn't in China. It's autonomous. But wait, man, I'll get off my political soapbox and we'll move on to the end of the show. Stephen, what is your thoughts on this new Evil Dead Rise movie? It started shooting in New Zealand, or in the New Zealand, as Stephen said at the start.
The one and only.
The one and only. There is only one New Zealand, so it deserves to be prefixed.
Not Old Zealand.
Yes. New Zealand's amazing as well.
Yeah.
What do you make about it? You looking forward to this? Have you seen the original couple? I think there's an Ash v the Evil Dead as well thing, TV show. You can comment both if you get into say about that. What the hell do you make about The Matrix 4? The second topic we touched on as well, I'm going to bring up. The Peanuts stuff as well, the documentary. You're a fan of Peanuts, you can talk about that. Loki, Thalapathy, wow. Part Indian, so I can get away with it. Thalapathy, Vijay, working again with Yogi, Babu. You can comment below if you've got anything to say at all. I'm part Indian. I'll share it. And 23andMe. You can comment below anyway if you've got anything to say.
He wants me to prove it.
He wants me to prove it. You can like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hit the follow button over on Twitch if you want to see more content like this in the future. And you will get it, guys. That's how you get it. But look, until then, we're done. Bye-bye. It worked. It didn't change scene. Yes.